Holy obliteration. An endless roiling sea of eye pain. God damn it. I did, in fact, have one that was wrong. It was almost perfect. Almost. There we go. Any others? Are we good? We're good. Hooray! We have a safe indoor space. What planet is this? This is the moon. And that is a solar storm. They can happen on all planets. In beta, they're currently in. Right. I want 2 types of doors. Do I want to... no, we'll go with the regular door. Iron and copper I need. There we go. Now, I can absolutely set up a switch to turn on all of the devices. Well, actually, no, that would be a bit more of a potch, but I can definitely turn on and make a switch to turn off or on all of the lights. Thank you very much, City Robo. You averted catastrophe by letting me know about that. Pattern99 asks what planet this is as well. It's the moon. I'm playing on beta though, and that outside is a solar storm. That can happen on any planet. It's the only one that can happen on the moon. Glass door, manual hatch, composite door, composite roll cover. Do you want roll cover? What do you think, chat? Glass door, like that one. Composite door, like this one. Or a roll cover. I don't think the roll cover is the right one. I could have a manual hatch, maybe. Roll cover, really? Sure. Okay. Let me get it the right orientation. I foolishly decided to cycle through all of them first. Storm's over. Oh, wait. These are, I believe... They're like meant to cover... Yeah, they cover a wall. They're for, like, setting up circuitry, I think. Could be wrong, but let's have a look. Yeah. They're for, like, putting circuitry inside. I think you can get those sorts of doors, though. Like, doors for, like garage doors. Do we want this? Or composite? Your choice, chat. But make it quickly, because I do need to get inside and have a drink. Manual hatch it is. Random torch and... Oh, one iron sheet. Okay, iron. Very well. Of course, these are like the ultra easy ones to set up, to be fair. So it makes sense that they would be iron. Right, that is now an enclosed atmosphere. So let's just open this up so that all of this can vent. Because that is never, ever expecting there to be an atmosphere in here. So let's make sure that there isn't ever an atmosphere in here, actually. Well, you know what? Interior doors might have been better for that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to bear that in mind.
Hunger caution.
Well, I need to wait for this to vent. I guess technically we have made a completely enclosed room. I wonder... I can always make an advanced airlock, I guess. Yeah, I just need some gold for that. So I could upgrade my airlock so that this could hold an atmosphere if I really wanted it to. But it wouldn't interact with my living quarters. Unfortunately, there are pollutants here that I would like to not be here, so we're waiting until they're gone. It's going to take a while. Hydrate or dihydrate? I know, I know. Right, to make this one work though, I'll need a separate vent. The heck am I going to have that vent pull from? And take two for that matter. That being there is a bit of a problem. I guess I could have it go up the top. And then a vent up there, perhaps? It's not ideal, but that is something I could do. Alternative would be to move these around and have a vent there. How are we looking? Oh my lord, please leave. Get out. Oh, how to save power on the beacon? Proximity sensor set to 50. Logic IO to read that. And an IO to write on off to the beacon. That way the beacon activates when you're away. Yeah, no, that's definitely an option. The other way to do it is just to have it flicker. You don't need the beacon on constantly. You just need it every now and then to send out a ping. Because you don't need to be staring at your tablet constantly. You just need the tablet to give you the general direction, and then you start walking in that direction. So you can just create a sleep. Put it up somewhere really, really high. Have it flicker on and off periodically. On for a few moments, then off for several. On for a few moments, then off for several. That way you can power it by like one single solar panel and a APC. Would easily be able to manage it. All right, let's get inside and get some food and drink. Anyway, I just put up an Omni charger and tossed a wireless battery into the beacon. Well, mine is a wired beacon, which effectively achieves what you do, but without needing an Omni charger. It's permanently wired into my electrical network. Right, that'll have a decent amount of oxygen in it, ironically. Oh, we're over 100 kPa. We've got a full Earth's atmosphere worth of oxygen in here right now. My lord. Right, let's have a drink.
Health critical.
It's fine. I'm just slowly weaning myself off my crippling water addiction.
Health low.
Darkest Dodo said, back to focusing on the stream. I'm getting frustrated playing down with the ship. I know when I need to walk away. It's when I get to 9 wins and then can't win the last battle. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. How long before I can make tea? I don't believe they have tea in the game. It's very sad. Very sad. I don't believe they actually have tea plants. Okay, the CO2 in here is going down. Right. Okay, so. I can either have a vent going out that way or a vent going up. And I think the vent going up is going to be the easier one to do. I forget how you set up. I think with an advanced airlock, you're able to set it so that it will try to maintain certain pressures on either side. So I would tell it to aim for 100 kPa when entering here, but basically aim for nothing when entering out there. So it would, the moment this would close, it would vent this room completely into there, and then wouldn't bother trying to pull anything in. It would just open the door. So we'll see. Either way, I think having it going up the top is the only real option that we have here. Yeah, 147 moles of oxygen is kind of amazing. Soon, I'm going to have to take canisters of oxygen out of here in order to use them in some other process. Probably a fuel mixer. I'm going to say probably a fuel mixer, yeah. I'll likely take out canisters of oxygen and use the ice crusher to produce canisters of volatiles and hook them up to a stable mixer. Federation says, I have my advanced airlock set to 0 outside and 50 inside. I have 100 kPa inside, but you don't need to completely equalize pressure. 50 is enough to prevent a tornado when the doors... That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I don't need to aim for complete pressure equalization. Okay. Well... pretty much everything I need to do is out there. Have I got the disc? I do. Handy dandy disc on my person. Alright. AC on, air on, filter on, suit on, helmet on. We're good to go. Yup time. Yeah. Yeah, we have long entered yup time, chat. I went to bed, Aavak streaming. I got up, got ready for the day, reported into work, and still, Aavak is streaming. I know. I have a problem, chat. It's that all my viewers are so weak. They just don't have the stamina to keep up with me. It's a real concern. Do better. Okay, it's funny when I do it. No one else is allowed to join in. Then it feels like dogpiling. Rude. Right. I want vents. One passive. Where's my iron? My iron is over here. Oh, there also. I started watching when I got to work, and I'm almost done for the day. Luxury. Well, I hope you have had a good day at work. Gold and copper. Yeah, I can probably stick one up there and have it go down. Because I am at... no, I refuse. I'm almost tempted to refuse putting it there, if I'm honest. Doesn't make me happy. Though. Huh. Putting it there would not be terrifyingly bad. Might even be, as one might say, good. We will see. Can I run this along? I can, in fact, do that. All is well. Glory be. Well. Labeler rather. I want you to be in a vent, outer vent, actually, workshop vent. Let's be specific. Living, barracks vent. Should be good. Now, I have everything else that I'm going to need. So, I'm going to assume that all I need to do here is just hook this up. That might be a bold assumption. We will see. Now, if I turn this off, my hope is that it doesn't break this. Okay. Because if it does, I'm buggered. There's a lot of effort gone. I've got enough plants that I'd be able to recover. Seeds, that is, but it would kind of suck. On that thought... This is a pressurized environment if I close those doors. So if I lose all of my air this way, I could simply turn this vent on and very slowly suck all the air back out of the workshop. Let's see. The Federation says, I have indeed had a good day. Watching Stationeers stream, coding, making people happy without them knowing. I always stick an APC inside the wall to isolate my airlocks, stick a large battery in it, and the airlocks will work for a bit, even with the rest of the base loose. But yeah, no, I agree completely. Large battery in there for that reason. Even if the rest of my base loses power, I need to be able to get inside the safe part so I can breathe. And that as a bonus, the airlock's logic is then isolated from everything else, making setup a lot easier. Yeah. Spectre Banner says, the paradox is if your viewers had the stamina, it would mean the inability to have the means to grant you the ability to do this with the stamina you... That's true. That's true. You make a valid point, Spectre. Closers, thank you very much for the 61 months, mate. Just popping in to say, I hope you, Sheilab, and all of chat are doing well before heading back to the VOD mines. Enjoy your time in the VOD mines. Right. We need the card. Disc, rather. On. Right. External KPA. 0. Internal KPA. 50. Okay. Gas sensor. Composite door is the exterior. Glass door is the interior. Workshop vent is the exterior. Barracks vent is the interior. External. Composite. Glass, yep. You know what? Let's be super specific. Let's just be super specific. Barracks interior, workshop exterior, gas sensor. We are good. We are golden. 50 kPa, 0 external. You know what? I'm going to be a bit fussy. I'm going to say 75. Okay. We're good. Off. Yoink. On. Advanced airlock control. That should save us some problems. I'll just pop it in there. Happy with it. Now, let's make sure this works. Cycle to interior. Correct one is lit up. I will add an extra... I'll try and find some way that I can do it. An extra storage for capacity in this so that this room can get a lot faster. Womp. No, come back. It is a good day to be yes. Right, gang. I have to head up. I have to head to and hear this class. Oh no. Dapper rip. So in all seriousness, I hope you enjoy classmate. You have a good time. Right. If I move this over, I guess anywhere really. Honestly, at this point, I could put it down here if I wanted to. In fact, I could put all of the circuitry down there. Make it a bit neater for me. Or just put it way out of the way. The circuitry could be over there. The switch could be just down here. Click. Giving me more room to have a nice big reservoir of gas to make this faster. I have to leave as well. Going home from work. Take care, all. Take care, Federation. I will almost certainly have wrapped up by the time you get back, unless you are very close to home. So in lieu of being able to say goodbye when I wrap up the stream, take care, mate. Have a great evening. Yeah, we could set up. Oh well, you might. If it only takes you 50 minutes to get back, then you might be back before I wrap up. Yeah, I think we're gonna set up the storage in here. So the first thing we're gonna do is, as I said, move this over here instead. Tonk. We're not going to take on any big projects at this point. We're done with that. Oh, no, that was not the right one. There we go. Kind of surprised you're not tracking that, but okay. I could always move it over here though, thinking about it, and that does make sense to me. So let's do that. And next we want to set you up to in, light switch, out type, light round, out on. Turn on. There we go, perfect. And that frees up a lot of room for me. So let's get to snipping. I mean, honestly, this entire train here is a little bit obnoxious. So we're going to move it. No. Oh, damn it. That was not the right one. That's fine. If you can't fully see wires, just rebuild them in a configuration you can see and understand that the entire chain will be cut at the same time. Like, so it won't just cut this one branch here. If all I can see is this little part under my cursor, snipping that would snip the entire small grid's worth of wires in one go. Sure everything is turned on and doing its thing. Use a comfy temperature. Perfect. Right, so I'm gonna need some pipes. Don't have any here. All right. How much capacity do I want to put on this? I think one double long tank should be more than enough. So let's hop back through. May as well open these since I don't really need them. Batteries are looking good. Very good, in fact. Right, do I have many pipes? I do not. Very well. So I'm going to need two things from you. Pipe. A couple of these. We'll see how long see how long time it takes Aavak to just one more thing it to the end. Fair, but I've got a timer. Doesn't mean I always listen to the timers, but I do have one. I had to refresh the stream, and suddenly Aavak is really quiet for me. Don't know what to tell you. I don't think I've become really quiet, but... Right, now I want util. Two of these should be good. I've survived for 62 days! Wahoo! And I've got what I think is an okay looking workshop and a pretty snazzy barracks as well. Not that I've got anything other than, you know, air in there to define it as a living quarters, but look, we got to start somewhere. Oh, damn it. I needed one more. I probably stopped it just as it got there as well. I'm sure it would have been finished. All right. Now then. Eventually we'll upgrade these into large batteries. Could upgrade that into a big charger. Some lockers containing all of the greatest stuff would be also very nice. You know what? I might still be able to run that through here. I don't know. I want to redesign that though, regardless. I'm just going to blame it on weird audio settings being changed on me. Possibly. Samidori says, I too have broken my personal record for most days of life. Well done. 005 said, this is how I do programming. I'm sure it's mostly incomprehensible because I'm often talking about things that don't exist and solving problems I've yet to make for myself. But it does eventually lead to things working. Watching Aavak gives me a slight view into that experience, but I have a feeling he explains what's happening much better. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. All right, let's get you down. Oh, I need a wrench for that instead. Yoink. All right. Oh, dangerous. These pipes should be more than enough. But if I want to, I can add extra capacity onto this fairly easily. Shall have this vent above the locker. There we go. Now this has happily hoovered up a bunch of pressure. It's 106 kPa in there. It's perfectly fine. But now, the interesting thing that I could do with this is if I was willing to... Oh, I think this finally ran out of battery. I could put a back pressure regulator here and set it to a nice high pressure so that every time this does anything, it just fills this instead. And it doesn't necessarily leak back out, so it can hold an entire cell's worth of gas and then just pull it back in and push it back out and pull it back in and push it back out. But if it ever, for some reason, overfills it, it would let the gas out. Okay, you know what? Let's take my helmet off, since I'm waiting in here for a charge. You can also charge. And honestly, there's not much reason to go with the oxygen, but for the fact that this room is technically overpressure, so. Programming in Stationeers is very, very, very easy programming if compared with reality programming, I imagine you mean? I mean, it's not easier, it's literally the same. And MIPS is an actual language. So it's as easy or not as real life. Unless you mean like the problem scope, in which case you've definitely got an argument to be made there. You're not typically worrying about the same things, but even still, I would not necessarily say it was easier, just that the sorts of things you're going to be asked to program in real life are going to be, well, I'm not even sure that I would say that that was necessarily easier, or the sorts of things you'd be asked to program are going to be harder in real life. I mean, it all depends on what your job is. If you're just programming some web backend, I mean, you could basically fall asleep on your keyboard and do that. But if you're like, yeah, but my job is actually programming the safety features for a nuclear power plant, I'll concede that the programming in Stationeers is probably easier. It's certainly less important. Far less dramatic things will go kaboom if you program your airlock incorrectly in Stationeers than if you fail to put in the proper safety, I guess, out the protocols into, like, you know, inserting the cooling rods into a reactor. Yeah, we're going to need to get some more CO2 in here, but honestly, I'm going to need to vent some of the gas first. Hey, Out9. I'd argue Stationeers has better documentation than 90% of existing code bases. Which, considering Stationeers documentation... Also, I put the wrong battery in there. Considering Stationeers documentation is saying many things. Okay, let's have a munch while I'm here. I lack sufficient munch items. One potato in honor of Noin's appearance. But that being said, I think one of the problems that I have is the documentation in Stationeers is good, and that's why you notice when something is poorly documented, it stands out and it sticks in your memory because of it. Because I was quickly doing some kind of listing. I was like, okay, think of examples where the documentation has been bad, and I can pick out 4 or 5, and then think about the examples where the documentation has been good, and that's an uncountable number at the moment. But so I'll walk that back a little bit. The documentation is quite good, but again, you know, it kind of makes a rod for its own back by being good. All right, AC on, air on, filtration on, suit on, helmet on. Let's go. Cycle. Last time I tried to store an airlock's air in a pipe, like you mentioned, for some reason, moisture kept collecting in the pipe, causing it to explode. Too much pressure. The types of gases that you were handling. Okay, let me quickly show you how you do that. So, oxygen. This one isn't going to be a concern. At the maximum pressure that you can, that it could be a liquid, you would need to have it at 157 Kelvin. You know what? I'll do you a solid and I'll flip it over to that as well. So you'd need it to be minus 116. If your living quarters is at minus 116, then there are other problems than the pressure that you're keeping your airlock at. CO2. Now, CO2 is a little bit more squiggly. So, if your room is chilly, then at the maximum pressure where so the maximum pressure that it can be a liquid is minus 8.1. That's 6,000 kPa. So if you are pressurizing your pipes up to 6 megapascals and you allow your living environment to get to minus 8, which is still quite cold, but it is a little bit more realistic than, you know, minus 100 odd, then your CO2 will liquefy. Nitrogen. I can tell you right now, this is going to be even more extreme. You would need that to get the hottest this can possibly be a liquid, and at the maximum temperature of 6 megapascals is minus 83. I don't know what atmosphere you had in your base, but none of these gases should have been compressing into liquids for you. You would have had to have an incredibly cold environment. Was it water vapor, maybe? Yeah, that's a good question, 005. Oh, and pollutants. Well, I know, but like, did you have pollutants in your environment? Yeah, if you were using spray cans, it would have created pollutants. So pollutants, now these are much more permissive. The hottest it can be a liquid at is 152 degrees Celsius at 6 kPa. But let's say a regular kind of base temp that people would go for. You said your living quarters was around 18 degrees. Okay. At 18 degrees, if I can just get it. One more pixel. Okay, whatever. We'll go with 19. You'd only have needed, well, you still would have needed 3 megapascals. But that would have been a lot easier to get in a pipe. So that's probably, because CO2 it wouldn't have been. You would have had to have been completely pressurizing that pipe and had a very chilly room. Yeah, because Uksov fug, we'll go with that. As they say there, 3 megapascals isn't that much, especially if you're evacuating the contents of an entire like world grid cell. So I could believe that to be the case. Yeah, I could definitely believe that that would have happened. All right. Anyway, so last couple of things I want to do. Last couple of minutes of the stream. Can I run a cable through yonder pipe? I can. It can be done. Verily, this is great news. As this means that this wall is now free for me to use for other things, like storage. I know. Crazy. I can have storage flanking these walls. An entire wall of storage. I can't really fit it. Oh, I could, but it would look weird. So I won't. I would like a locker. Several, in fact. I can have them piling high. I can have them overhanging my storages if I should choose to do so. We're not going to use floorage anymore? No, we're not going to use floorage anymore. And yeah, Deadly Flea, this is, the background music is Hardspace Shipbreaker, yep. Dunk. The low, very wide shelf will be lonely. Such sadness. Also, while that's happening, copper, gold, and iron. Please empty out. Maximum storage. Oh. Why must you do this to me? Right. What do you mean? No? Oh my lord! What? Chat, did I not just throw copper in there? Oh, it was hidden. It was hiding from me. Right, I would like a proper battery charger, please. That's kind of annoying, but sure. No. Somehow even more annoying. Go. Now, we need... Honestly, I kind of need to rejig this. Like, this whole section here is just there so I can capture the gases in here, like the 1.8k moles of CO2, which I probably should do a little bit more of. Am I ever going to want to turn these lights off though? Let's say I do. For argument's sake, let's say I do. In fact, want to turn them off. We want... Which? You think you're too good for Florage? No, I think Florage is too good for chat. You haven't shown it the proper respect, so you're going to have your floorage privileges revoked. Rude, but fair. I'm glad you understand. This is the first step on your road to redemption. So, that is the end-of-stream alarm. I will finish what I'm working on first. But that's going to be it. Oh, no. For today. We have managed to get a decent amount done, I think. At the very least, we have completed our expansion for the workshop. And I'm really happy with that, actually. Right, so first and indeed foremost, let's see. Can I no, of course I can't. You hate fun. Where could I put it? I could put it here. It's Scallywag 9. Threatening chat with a good time. Okay. Let's get you. Oh, there we go. Now this is unfortunately going to have a lot of things active. So it's going to kind of be cluttered, but I think it should be okay. We want a batch writer. One. Oh my god, trying to get up there is going to be a pain. Two. And I don't want to use my jetpack because it'll take forever to vent. No, I'm... Jump less. Good, 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 perfect. No, no! Why? Oh, let me up. Okay, 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 hold. Some days are hard, chat. Some days are hard. Okay. So, in. Light switch. Out. Wall light. Okay. On. There we go. There we go. Look at our glorious workshop in all of its glowy wonderfulment. Okay. Marvelous. Right. Time for me to load things up. I'm gonna clean up the base a bit. While this is happening, I'm gonna have you print me out a bunch of floor. Get flooring. Oh, okay. A little bit of iron and a little lot of iron. Go. I'm going to put things like lead and, in fact, silver over here. Because I don't imagine I'm going to use much of that. Whereas things like gold, I will absolutely use in day-to-day. Steel, same. Copper. I'm not caring about the stack size just yet, but... Right. Floor grating. What kind of grating are we going for? Let's have something a bit different from the other rooms. Let's go with spikes.
Hydration critical.
Let's have a little bit of foot torture in here. Constantine definitely is worth me storing. These things can go over here. It's going to be a little bit of a potch to get in there. Nothing over there? No. I guess this can go down here. It feels weird doing that though. Right. Any devices can go up top. Chips and I can go down here. Oh, I can go over here, I guess. I'll also consolidate the storage that I've got in the barracks because I don't need most of the things that are stored in there. They would be better put out here. And right, let's have a look. Okay, you can stop now. You've probably made me enough. I certainly hope you have anyway. So we're going to have some spare flooring for the future. All right. I think this is looking good. Indeed I do. Wink. Alright then, chat. That's pretty much it for today. We've made some chonky progress. Got our workshop set up. Our temporary workshop, that is. There are things that we need to expand on in here, but nothing too urgent. One thing I would like to do before I get down to the main project the next time I stream Stationeers is to put interior cladding so that an errant crowbar won't immediately result in depressurization. I will have one layer of ablative armor between me and the cold and caring vacuum of space. As for... yeah, we'll do that in the barracks as well. As for the next project, though... it looks good from out here as well. Quite like that, actually. Let's wander out a little bit. This is looking very nice, actually. But as for the next project, that is going to be a trader. I'm going to aim to set up a computer console in the barracks so that I can summon traders from leisure. Our immediate goal is to get some switchgrass and ferns. Either or would be a great help for us. Of course, I'm also going to need to hastily set up some atmosphere. I think, as much as I was hoping that I wouldn't need to, I think we're going to have to accept that I need to, at the very least, capture CO2 to be able to feed my plants. I think that's very much going to be the primary focus. So trading, because I could trade for CO2 effectively, but also try to start capturing the waste gas from the furnace. And prior to getting to work on those projects, a much easier project to get done will be to clad the interior of both the workshop and the barracks. On that note, let's head to the barracks. Okay. And we will be clearing out this locker. Oh, that's right. Actually, I need to get rid of a bunch of things to recycle too. Right. Let's perform the final rite of our EVA. We must properly care for it, lest the machine spirit get upsetty spaghetti with us. So you want to open that up. There you go. Close it down. We've got enough oxygen. I don't need to refresh that. I can go. Let us gobble down some food. Floor potato. And consume some fresh aqua. There we go. Make sure the lights are working. They are. Pretty. Actually, it is kind of pretty. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. This is giving lo-fi ambient vibes right now. Just walking through the hydroponics deck with just green switches and displays casting some subtle illumination through the fronds and leaves of my plants. Actually giving lo-fi vibes. Like legitimately giving lo-fi vibes. I can't be the only one seeing that right now, right? Leave it run when I'm not playing. My character would starve to death. This is brutal, so I believe that... Oh, actually, no. Stationeers... Sorry, I think the... offline metabolism is 10% for normal. Offline metabolism is 10% for normal. So it would be slow, but I would need a pod to do that. All right, I do like this. Once we've got ferns, it's going to look even nicer. We do not need this, even close to this much food, like at all. However, this would be able to be traded, perhaps. We'll see. But yeah, no, I'm really, really enjoying this. Having this clad inside would be even better. We'll see what we can do. I don't intend to expand this out, but we might need to, because there is one thing that I would like in here, and that is to have a scrubber that I could anchor down. But then, that being said, I could probably do that over here. Just anchor something down to get rid of volatiles and pollutants. That wouldn't be so bad. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, really happy with what we've achieved. I'm thinking probably having the landing pad right out there in that kind of cutout there. Put up some railings, make it look really nice. Oh, actually, yeah, I want the computer here with the seat, so I can see the radar dish. Maybe even pop it up there so I can look up. Just that we'd lose one solar panel, but I think we can afford to. Just look up and like twist dials and such to reorient the radar dish from the inside, so I don't have to be outside while doing it. Yeah, I think that's the plan. So cladding first, then start working on a trading terminal, then finally, or maybe in tandem with the trading terminal, work on getting some... I don't want full atmospherics, but I am going to have to do something to capture waste furnace gas. If only the CO2. Because there's generally not going to be any waste oxides. There shouldn't be. I should be carefully managing that with the volatiles. So there'll only be a couple of moles of oxygen to capture from furnace gas. But there'll be plenty of nitrogen, plenty of CO2. And there is going to be pollutants. I just don't really care right now to collect them. Though that being said, using them as my fuel for a pneumatic drill is definitely an option. You're curious about the inline tanks next to the filtration? Just gives a better... that one isn't in the right place. I need to put it over here instead. But it just allows for extra capacity so that the filtration works a little bit more efficiently. Basically, one of the things that it'll check is the pressure differential between input and output. You basically want to have a much lower pressure in the output, because that will force the pressure basically then is built up behind the input, and it'll force more moles of material through the filter at once, so the filter's efficiency goes up. But right now this has got more volume on the input pipe, which can actually be useful because it means that there's less of a bridge between the atmosphere getting into the pipe. There's already a lot of atmosphere in the pipe, but generally speaking, I think the idea is to have more more capacity in the output. But anyway, that is going to be it. Otherwise, I'll keep talking forever. Like I said, next step, trading, capturing waste gases, and of course, prettifying the base. We will see when that happens. But that's going to be it for us for tonight. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you all enjoyed as much as I did. And if you've got a bit of Twitch watching left in you, then hang tight and I'll find someone to raid. But if you don't, or if you're watching this in the lands of tomorrow, over on Aavak After Hours, watching the VODs, well, I also hope that you're enjoying the experience, belated though your enjoyment might be. And I look forward to any feedback you might leave for me in the comments. But until next time, take care, everyone.